Memoirs of Exhibit-3, which is public information, is protected under the Whistleblower Protection Act of 1989. Petition the Witness Protection Program and the Constitution's freedom of speech. All three branches of the government's rebellion created, inflicted, and allowed international economic anarchy to provide all with get-out-of-jail-free cards. All three branches of the government's rebellion, as this new international case law and ethic changes, that of course will collapse world economies as being world economic treason. And against the Constitution, Section 3, disqualification from holding office. These landmark decisions engage in insurrection or rebellion of this international economic anarchy. Rebellion of prosecuting and persecuting and publishing the victim and forcing the victim out of business. The rebellion of refusing to prosecute and collect corruptions, funding, fines, and retribution of the liabilities and public debt owed to the U.S. Treasury, owed to SEC, and owed to the victims thereof. Rebellion as giving aid and comfort to the enemies thereof, as that of being the government's preferred bank and lawyers who are above the Constitution, above the rule of law, and apparently their oath of office and profession doesn't mean anything to them. As the economic traders' rebellion as the Constitution, domestic enemies from within. The Constitution, Section 4, on public debt, demands bounties are to be paid to the victims who stand up for the constitutional rights, the rule of law, and the public debt that is owed to the U.S. Treasury, the SEC, and or the victims thereof. This is in fact authorized by law, and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion shall not be questioned, as that of being the Artho's filed counter lawsuit, petition, Queen Tam law, Champerity law, and more. Now, filedevidence.com, Exhibit 3 proves beyond a shadow of doubt of who, in fact, is liable and for the public debt owed. You are not an authoritarian dictator or a laughable, self-anointed as your own God's monarchy as being Lord and ruler over all of mankind's taxpaying commoners. You are a public servant employed by the taxpaying commoners who entrust you with the responsibilities of governing according to the Constitution, the rule of law, and of course under your own oath of offices and or professions. Or the taxpaying commoners shall have no choice but to reduce your jurisdiction's budgets for not upholding our nation as a democracy. Now, I can't speak for all taxpaying commoners, and quite frankly don't care which organized political party you belong to, or organized religion, or organized cartel that you think, believe, and or feel should be given aid and comfort to the enemies thereof as the usual unsustainable short-term ill-gotten gains. Because quite frankly, there's no honor amongst racketeering thieves, racketeering politicians, or racketeering economic traders. Again, fileevidence.com's public service announcements in Exhibit 3 prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. Now anyone can racketeer and slander anyone's name and deed of trust by filing and recording in the wrong county and in the correct county anyone so chooses. Now, anyone can racketeer inside traders' price fixing of collateralizing the same property twice within any bankruptcy court's proceedings, anyone so chooses. To racketeer inside traders' price fixing devaluations of the same racketeered property that now cannot be sold, traded, or refinanced with the competing bank, while racketeering bank fraud, conflicts of interest, and or inside traders' price fixing of eliminating interest income. As the bank scams the stockholders' losses and against anyone's stock, anyone so chooses. Now, anyone or any board of directors, inside traders, can close any customer's positive cash flow business down while losing the annual increasing interest income. To increase the director lawyer's law firm's bottom line. To increase the director lawyer, his son, and or their associates' bottom line. At the expense of the stockholders' losses. Anyone, any board of directors, or any inside trader so chooses. Now, later, racketeer, the bank, director, lawyer's sons, inside trading, price fixing, the bidding the federal bankruptcy ordered land auction to racketeer and increase the inside traders' equities as the inside traders' land grab development, and the bank scam even more stockholder losses. Now, this international new case law and ethic changes are in fact been approved, and now anyone who is unjustly accused, fined, and or imprisoned for like kind now legalized offenses via this case law. This is your get out of jail free card for winning arbitrations, grand jury no bills, paroles, pardons, and appeals. You would be a fool not to use this to get out of jail free. Now, America does not work because of politicians. America works in spite of politicians. To a point, when this division between the stock-paying commoners and the government's mathematics of overprinting fiat paper money's inflation that will inevitably shut down investors from buying T-bills at some point. Now that's when it hits the fan, causing the usual bank runs, the usual stock markets collapsing, and with the predicted El Nino droughts on their way, we're back to the dirty 30s.